Hey guys, Becky here. Well, I know I've been away from YouTube for a while, but I have a reason for that. I've been in a upheaval of sorts, and I'll explain what the upheaval was here in a minute, but I just want to welcome back everyone who has joined me here today. I know there's a lot going on in the world right now, but I can tell you from what I'm feeling, it's gonna get better after it gets worse. So there's a light at the end of the tunnel. It's gonna be okay. We've survived so much worse. We really have, as a race of people. But that's neither here or there. So today I wanted to talk about journal peace and my journey so far with it, because I finally figured out what works for me. And we're going to talk about what didn't work for me and what works for me now that I've had this discovery period. And we're going to talk about what journal peace really is, because I think a lot of people misinterpret what it really is. And then we're going to talk about why the other sizes don't work, for me at least, and my plan for my collection in the future. So first things first, before I start on that, if you like my videos, please subscribe to me. I promise I'm going to try to be a little bit more fluent with my videos now that I have more ideas. And I'm actually thinking about turning this channel into a vlog channel. It's going to be a combination of spirituality, planners, and everything else. It's just going to be a little hash of sorts. I think that would be easier than splitting up the channels, which is just too much work. So I also wanted to invite all of you to follow me on Instagram. On Instagram, I have two accounts. My journaling and personal account is the Journaling Libra. I'll leave the link below. And then the spirituality account is the Indigo Libra. I'll leave the link below as well for that. And I split them up so you can follow either one or you can follow both. Totally up to you. I want everyone to feel welcomed. And I want to talk about things that are thought-provoking and maybe things that other people haven't talked about yet that are things that we really need to touch upon. So this is one of those videos. So I actually wrote down notes on what I needed to talk about because I've been known to go off on a tangent or two. I'm working on that a little bit. Anyway, so first things first. What is planner peace exactly? Well, to my understanding, planner peace is when you can be in a size and you don't feel FOMO when you're in it. FOMO being the fear of missing out. Like, say for instance, I have a friend in my planner group who is in the Hobonichi weeks and she loves it. And she's been in it for I think a year now. To me, that looks like planner peace. It looks like she's finally found something that works for her. My other good friend, John Rush, he switches around all the time, but I think he's coming up to his own planner piece, if he hasn't already found it. Also, hi, John. So, for me, my planner piece, we'll get to that. But let's talk about first the journey to get to that. So, my journey has actually been a little different than most people's. I have been an avid notebook lover and user since I was a wee little girl. I mean, my family can tell stories about the time I've pitched a fit at Staples or at Walmart because I couldn't get a notebook. I am notebook insane, period. I'm also pen insane too. Like, if you've seen my pen collection, yeah. I love pens and I love notebooks. I love writing things down. It brings me a peace that spoken word and music and cooking can't. I can't explain it. It's chemical. So when I first found out about Traveler's Notebooks, it was 2017 Easter Sunday. So, but I didn't post my first post about it until the next week. The size that I was first in is standard. I have a standard black Midori. Her name is Journey, and I still have her. She will always remain a favorite with me. Even though I'm not in the size any longer, she will always remain a favorite because she was my first. I had her for a good year before I got any more. And then I started bouncing around sizes. I have been in everything from micro, but I never talked about it because I was like, why bother? All the way up to a 5, which I have talked about. The last size that I will ever be in for a planner or a journal, and I'm saying it now, B6. Why? Well, B6, sorry, my nose is itchy. Sorry, B6 hits a sweet spot for me that a lot of other sizes don't know how to. The sweet spot being that it's wide enough for me to get what I need to get out, but it's small enough that I can stuff it and it doesn't feel like a brick in my bag. Because I don't know if you guys know this, but I've been in 2 car accidents that really jacked up my neck and upper back as well as my right ankle. And my doctors have told me that to avoid problems in the future with all of that, I need to really watch how much I carry in terms of weight. So my doctor has basically banned regular purses for me. He's told me I need to invest more in backpack purses because they distribute the weight all across your upper and part of your lower back. Scientific fact. So because of that, I'm trying to lessen my load any way I can. I've been known to be very minimalistic with my purses, or my backpack purses, so I don't carry anything that I don't need in there. One thing that I need for my planner, I need to be able to put my planner inserts, my journal inserts, and what I call a brain dump insert all under one roof. And maybe even inserts for like keeping up with how much money I'm spending or things like that. I need it all under one roof. And then I need another notebook for my spirituality journey because I don't want both of those to intertwine. Personal preference. So I'm sure you're wondering now. Well, I'm pretty sure I dropped hints too. I'm sure you guys have figured out what size I'm in. If I didn't already say it, I'm sure I said it already. But the size that I have found peace in is B6. Now this is my 4th attempt at B6. The 3 times it didn't work before. The first time I was introduced to it, I was just jumping on the bandwagon. And admittedly, I let myself do that. And I'm not really a bandwagon kind of girl. Same thing happened with the Hobonichi week. Same thing happened with Hobonichi in general. I jumped on all those bandwagons. But I always jumped off when I realized, hey, that doesn't work for me. So the first time I was in B6, I was just on the bandwagon because everybody was raving about it. The second time I was in B6 was because I willingly came back to it, but the way I was using it wasn't a way that worked for me. And that's what made me go back to a different size. I can't remember what size I went to after the second attempt. The third attempt, I was desperate to get out of A5. I hated how much space A5 gave me for planning because even though I have a busy life, I'm good at consolidating things. But I have tiny handwriting. So A5 took forever to finish. Like, I could be in a whole book for an entire year because of how small my handwriting is. And even though I was filling it up, it just felt like I was never finishing the book. Because, like, I have a 1917 laying around here somewhere from a couple of years ago when I was into bullet journaling. And it's half full, but it's the entire year. I hate wasting things. I'm one of those people who abhors waste, like unnecessary waste. And for me, paying $13 to $15 for a half-empty notebook that's completed, half-completed notebook, drove me nuts. Like, I just couldn't do it anymore, so I stopped buying them. And that's kind of what led the mania of finding the right planner and journal size for me, because I'm one of those people who needs to have her planner and her journal in the same size. Why? Because I don't have time to jump from a smaller size journal into a bigger size planner. My life just does not work like that. And I've tried it before. When I was a case manager, I would have the big planner and then my journal for like patient notes, and it did not work because I was in two different sizes. And for my brain, I need everything to be cohesive or it just doesn't work. So that's the reason why B6 works for me, because it allows me to cohesively put everything under one roof and forget about it, basically. So the other big reason why B6 works for me is because it hits a golden ratio, a happy place in my mind. So I don't know if anyone knows this about me, but I love squares. Like, just the shape makes me happy. And I didn't realize that the first 3 times I was in B6, but I was drawn to it for a reason. When you look at B6, it's not quite a perfect square, but it's a square. And it's comfortable. I really enjoy it. And finding inserts, insanely easy. I made a post a couple of years ago, maybe a couple of months ago, when I was in B6 the third time, or the second time, I can't remember. But I found a whole bunch of 5 by 7 inches composition notebooks at the freaking dollar store. So, of course, I bought them all out. And I've since given them away, but I know that if I ever needed an insert of that size, like right now, I could just go to Walmart, even though I freaking hate Walmart, or I can go to the dollar store and I can get that insert like that for $1. You can't do that with standard. You can kind of do it with Passport. You definitely can't do it with B6 without a cut down. So that right there is appealing to me. I like knowing that I'm in easy reach of things, but if I have to reach a little higher or a little further, I'm okay with that too. As long as I get what I want, I'm happy. I'm that person. I am an older sibling after all. So now we're going to talk about the reasons why B6 Slim and the other sizes didn't work for me. B6 Slim, I know a lot of people love it, but I hate it. I've tried. I was just in a G-Boom Techo Mini a couple of weeks ago, and I got out of it because when I was in it, when I was in it, because of the way it's laid out, it's a vertical hourly layout, which is really good in theory. But what tripped me up is that it had space on the side, like I think it was like on the left-hand side, where they could have actually added to the section panels for the days of the week, and they could have made them wider, which would have made me stick to it a little bit longer because now I have more space to write everything I need to down. Well, because the columns were too narrow, that turned me off to the size. Because that was always going to be a problem with B6 Slim. You're always going to run out of space. Because either everything is too narrow in it, or someone comes up with the grand idea to put a notes section on the side when they could have actually used that toward the columns, and then like after every week have like a notes section that you could write in. That would be kind of awesome if more people did that. But they probably won't. Maybe in the future they will, but that's neither here or there. So in discovering that about me, like I need space to write. I need to have a calendar, and I need to have a daily calendar, like something like this. So this is what's called the vertical week on 2 pages with grid. Well, vertical box on 2 pages week. And I love this setup because I can write anything that I need to take care of during the week that's like really important here, and then day-to-day things in the boxes without feeling like I'm running out of space. So that has worked for me. The insert that you just saw there, though, is from Printable Pineapple. I have actually discovered a new love of printing off my own inserts because that insert that you just saw actually has enough weeks to go through to the end of January of next year. So I don't have to print off that one as often. And that's another thing that I like about printables, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Same with my calendar. I don't know if you guys know this about me or not, but I'm one of those people who has to have a calendar insert. Okay, we're just going to show this mug because it's not decorated. This is a month on 2 pages. And the only thing I don't like about this one is that it has this note section. Like, this is completely pointless. I wish someone would make a full 2-page calendar where these calendar boxes are bigger so you could fit more in them. And basically what I use this one for anyway is to track my events, my bills, and my paydays. And any happy mail that I'm getting. So that way, also Shark Week. So that way I can plan it here so I can save my dailies for the day-to-day things. Or my week on 2 pages for the day-to-day things. So another thing that I'm noticing on the road to Planner Peace is a lot of misinformation and a lot of people who think when you find Planner Peace, you have to stay in that cover. I don't understand where this thinking comes from. So if you're struggling with Planner Peace the way I was and the way I still am to a degree, I'm just going to tell you what no one else told me. The leather cover or non-leather cover does not freaking matter, no matter how much anyone tells you otherwise. I'm telling you it does not matter. Why do I say that? Because if you're a chic sparrow lover like me, you could love your patina cover, you could love your creme cover, You could love your Hemingway cover so very much, and that's your planner piece. But I'm telling you, the minute you get your hands on Austin Darcy, Mr. Darcy, the jig's up. Stop playing games with yourself. You are going to move into it. Why? It's a gorgeous piece of leather. That's why. I want one. I'll get one eventually. But the cover doesn't matter. So if you know that, why are you letting a cover, which is meant to protect your inserts, hang you up on the sides? That's something that I discovered on my walk with this. I was letting a cover tell me or dictate to me what size would work for me based on just the cover. And that's another thing too that I wanted to talk about. A lot of people in this hobby, they love to move in and out of different sizes, different covers, and that's totally fine. Whatever. For me, I can't do that. I can move out of covers just fine. My hang up is that I need to be in a size that brings me peace before I can move in and out of covers. Because I'm the kind of person who loves to change covers when the moment strikes me. It's part of the reason why I can't do nail polish, because as soon as I polish my nails one color, I'm already thinking about the next color. Same with covers. The minute I'm in one cover, I'm already thinking about the next season when I can switch out. So covers are irrelevant in the journey to planner piece for that reason. And a lot of people don't want to talk about that. And they let that hang them up, and it shouldn't. So another thing that I wanted to talk about is, why is A6 the exception to my journal and planner piece rule? Well, let me pull out one of them here. This is Denton, one of the 2 Foxy Fixes that I have left. She is a A6 single strand in the moccasin, either coffee or raven color. She's gorgeous. I got her by Still a Trade Group. If Foxy Fix ever came back out with this leather, I'd buy every color, period. Because it's just really, it's textured, and it doesn't feel like any other line that they have. And for me, being able to have a tactile connection to my planner is a big thing. Sorry, something just dropped off my desk. Having a tactile connection to my planner is a big deal for me. If it doesn't feel good, I don't want to touch it, which is why I'm very picky about my leather. So with that being said, A6 was the size that I was in when I've had a lot of personal things in my life happen, in my family mostly, and it was there for me during that very dark, unsure, critical time in my life. So I'm grateful to it. But because I know that this size does not work as a planner or a journal for me, I have tried over and over again. I've tried making inserts. I've tried other covers. I've tried the Hobonichi. I've tried everything. I even tried Astrology, which I have here. This is the other Foxy. But I tried the Astrology. I like the paper, but I can't with the size. It's just too damn small. You know what I mean? So, because I know this about myself now, why does A6 get the exception? Well, because for some strange reason, it's meant to be in my life. And I understand that now. For the longest time, I was the biggest advocate on Passport. as a wallet because it's like the perfect little size. But here's the kicker with me. When am I ever going to put a wallet in my pocket? Like ever. When I have a backpack purse. So with that thinking being said, for me at least, I could go up a size, theoretically, in wallet. Now, I have another A6 around here somewhere, right here. I made this one out of a gorgeous piece of leather that I found at Joann's. And I think I might try this as my wallet. I might try to make an insert to hold my cards. But we shall see. I might try it. We'll see. That might be my next experiment for next month. So, what I would like to tell anyone out there struggling for journal and planner piece is this. The journey is long and hard, but it's worth it. Because once you figure out a size that works for you, everything else is not. It's just not going to appeal to you. And that's okay. That's what you want. You don't want this feeling of, oh, I have to jump into the size because everybody else is in it. Because I feel like I might miss out if I don't do it. You don't want to feel that. It's not a good feeling to have. It's social hurting, basically. Sorry if I also keep scratching my nose. I know with everything going on, that's like a total faux pas now, but your girl has really bad allergies, and rain releases mold for me. So I've been itching all freaking day. I apologize for that. But anyway, that's neither here or there. You don't want to feel left out, which I get. I get it. I studied psychology for 6 years. I get it. Nobody wants to feel left out. But for the sake of finding something that works for you, sometimes being left out is okay. Sometimes saying, okay, hold up. Wait a minute. I know that's not going to work for me. I'm not going to spend my hard-earned money to buy it, use it, and then realize, oh, I was right. Your girl don't have time for that. I'm one of those people who needs to have stability in my planner and my journal. They need to be the same size. Because for me, I need that for my mental health. Jumping in and out of all these sizes is kind of toxic for me. And that's something that these 3 years have taught me. So, what do I do now? Well, I'm sure a lot of you are wondering, okay, well, she's found planner piece. What's next? Like, what's next? Nothing. I'm just going to enjoy the journey. Will I show off new notebooks that I get? Absolutely. Will I show off new planner setups? Yeah. Just in the B6 size. That's all you guys are going to get from me. Sorry. I'm not going to be like every other YouTuber here who's jumping in and out of sizes. No offense to everybody else, but I'm at peace with what I have now. And anything else that I get from this point is just part of my collection. It's a part of, I have accepted the size. It works for me. Here's my chance to build up my collection while I stay comfortable in the size that I'm in. So for me, it's just about collecting what I think is pretty. I'm a girl. What do you expect from me? I like pretty things, especially if they're leather. Let's see. What else do I want to talk about? Oh, sticking with planner piece. I will definitely update you guys on how to stick with planner piece as I discover it for myself, because I feel like it's very important that everyone have a size and a planner type that they can run to that fits their life, because it's a big deal. Like, we're going through a lot right now. And we need something that's consistent. And what's more consistent than a planner? Like, I joked around with my mom a couple of days ago. I'm like, why did I even buy a planner this year? Like, why did I even bother? And she said, if we were in the middle of World War III, you would still buy a planner because you need a sense of consistency in your everyday life, period. You're human. Every human does. So that's what a journal means to me, a sense of consistency in a very changing world. So one tip that I can give you that I'm learning and that I'm practicing myself is if you like a size, don't apologize for liking that size. And don't listen to the people who are going to just say like, well, you'll be out of it in a month. There's no such thing as planner peace. Yes, there is. There's such thing as planner peace. And if your planner piece is switching around sizes whenever it suits you, that's your planner piece. I'm not here to judge it. But don't judge my journey in return. Jumping around for some people in planners, not for me. I need to be able to be like, okay, I need to get my shit and go. But if I can't take my planner with me because it's too damn big, I have a problem on my hands. So those things are factors for me. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up. So if you guys want to leave me any questions on the rest of my journey, I will answer them below, or you can private message me. And I will also update you guys on the rest of my journey as I see fit. I'm just kind of winging it at this point, just kind of going with whatever feels right. Also, subscribe to me if you like my content so I can bring out more content, because I do love talking to you guys. But I'm going to warn you, I'm going to keep it 100% real, maybe even 200% real with you, because I feel like on a level, the planner community itself is in an upheaval, and that's a good thing. And I don't want you guys to make the mistakes that I did if you're new, when you don't have to. You don't have to spend all the money that I spent to get here. You can do it in a much cheaper way. And I'll talk about that in another video too. So with that being said, I will talk to you guys later. I'm going to go enjoy this thunderstorm while I have the chance. Bye.